Hey, good morning, guys. Sorry about that. I'm a little rusty with the StreamYard. They've changed a couple of things, and I'm going to have to practice with it. But hey, good morning again. This is Theo Michael, and today I'm kicking off a new series. We're actually on location. I'm at my hotel in New Jersey, and we're going to be talking about the Kubert School. Excuse me. The Kubert School of Art and Cartooning. And I'm I'm sorry if you saw a couple of things or I went a little live earlier. I'm trying to practice with some stuff. But let's see if I can pull some stuff here for you. And let's talk a little bit about the Kubert School. The Kubert School of Cartooning and Art was set up by Joe Kubert, famed artist, cartoonist, educator, and innovator and entrepreneur. I mean, this guy did it all: editing, penciling, the works, and may he rest in peace. But one of the things that really struck me is that he started a school and he realized the need for training for cartoonists and artists in the comic book field and other ways because he also did a lot of um, advertising art and things of that nature. And I came to know because I can't speak to everything because I haven't done all the research yet. I know about him and of the school, but I came to know him through the comic books and then seeing these articles when I was a kid that showed there's a school to teach you how to be an artist. And it was that commercial and it was in comic books that I saw it. And then there was this one that I kept seeing, and it wasn't always with comic books. Sometimes it was in newspapers and things like that. Back in the day, we had things called like TV Guide and all these little magazines that I would read. And there was these three pictures. One was a pirate, one was a turtle, and I forget what the third one was. It says, "If you can do this," and I don't remember. I have to research that to find out where it is. If you guys know, put it in the comments. Let me know if you remember that three drawing. That if you could copy those drawings, you might have a job as an artist. But I digress. When I was reading comic books and I saw this Joe Kubert go say, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool," and I said in other movies or other things that I've posted in the past, um, that I wasn't sure. I didn't get a lot of encouragement, but one of the things that did grab my attention was that there was a way to train. There was a way for people from within the system teaching others how to succeed in this career path. So I noticed that there was a correspondence course. Now, as a kid, I didn't know much about that. It wasn't until many, many years later when I was in the military, and Joe Kubert, also a veteran, um, introduced these correspondence courses. And I just found out, I didn't realize that Tom Mandrick, one of the instructors at the school, helped to develop the horror program that they did on a correspondence course. And these were books or setups of training that they did in the school, but you can actually do them at home. And one of the things that they did was by they broke it down by different aspects, penciling, writing, and things of that nature. So they originally put it out with cassettes, and you would put the videotape in and would watch the cassettes, and then you would follow along in the booklet. And the booklet was actually set up with the lesson plan and then paper. You had scratch paper and then a submission paper that you can then turn in. And depending on which part you chose, there was a correspondence course where you can do the practice, get the training, and do it on your own time at your own schedule. But then there was also one where you could have it reviewed and critiqued by the staff, and that had certain time periods. And this is something I took. I still have the books. I haven't really gone through them, and I'm planning to make a serial of me doing the books within here. But my my desire to be in the comic field, to be an artist or a writer or some form of creation, led me to keep asking and looking for more. And then that's when I came across somebody else um, that really inspired me. Mm, let's see. And this person, so I started going to conventions. I started going to different things that helped me. I apologize. We're going to throw this one up. I'm trying to pick up, I'm trying to learn how to use this program where you can put the images up. And I had it all arranged before, but then it popped up and it showed Anthony and I, the photo of Anthony and I, and then I don't know what happened. So this is the Joe Kubert School in Dover, New Jersey. And so this is the, not the original. I think the original was out of the mansion. So there was a mansion here in Dover, and I'm going to go take a look at that. So I guess let me start from the beginning, because I was trying to do like this presentation thing, and I'm going to take this out for a minute. Bear with me, guys. Okay. I apologize. I will make sure to go through and go through. Victor Wright, loving the stream, huge fan of this. Okay. Victor Wright, thanks. Appreciate that. One of the things, wow, this is live, folks. So I'm here in New Jersey, following up on a dream that I've had to be into the comic book scene, and I've been dying to try to get in. Now, I have been drawing my whole life. I have been building up my skills. And I do admit it's been a long, hard road. Along that road, I haven't been doing art all day, every day. I had to work. I have to family. I have to make sure they're taken care of. I have to pay bills, taxes due on the 15th, all of that stuff. And so this is my 52nd year, my new 52. Hats off to Dan Didio. So the new 52, I focused on, once I hit 50, I decided I wanted to really start working towards meeting my goals and of being in the comic book world. And to that end, after years of flirting and going around and touching upon the Joe Kubert correspondence course and touching upon different people, learning and trying to build up into that thing, I finally made a big step. Was it a year or 2 years ago, where I did the online courses? So the correspondence courses I never really followed up on. I got them when they started to do the CD versions. I still have them. And then they did these online courses. And this innovation came about as the school continued to grow and get bigger. And one of the men behind that was Anthony Marquez. Anthony Marquez is a graduate from the Joe Kubert School, and he was an editor at DC and other comic book publishers. and he was also the security guard at the Kubert School. I have to ask him more about that one. But one of the things is he is an artist, he is an educator, he's an innovator, and an entrepreneur. And one of the things that occurred was that they were looking at selling the school, the Kubert School, set up by Joe Kubert and run by the family, administered by the family, was looking at selling the school and the possibility of the school closing. And Anthony Marquez stepped in, wanted to maintain that legacy, and a legacy that continues with. I know one of the Kubert brothers, I think it's Andy, is on the board of the advisory board. And the granddaughter of Joe Kubert, Emma Kubert, is an instructor at the school. So he stepped in, and one of the things he did was he developed this online course that allowed people to learn from there. And hey, how you doing, Bobby? Appreciate you being up here to support. I'm in New Jersey, by the way, so we got to get touch base if we can. This outreach, and one of the I guess there's not a lot of bad things that go on about the school, but I do want you to know that there are some critiques. And one of the critiques that come about for the Joe Kubert School was that they were teaching old methods. Joe Kubert was teaching the basics, and he was showing people how to do some of these things, pay stubs and all of the stuff, animation and things the way they used to. But with the advent and the growth of technology, it really wasn't teaching at the same level as what the critiques were. I don't know because I don't go to the school. So it's one of those things that I can only take at face value and let you know that that's what was being said. What I like about Anthony Marquez is he took that and he started looking, and then the other program directors there as well were developing different programs. And one of the things he has really set up is this outreach program where he's using the convention market to reach out to students. And they do a program where in the conventions, the Joe Kubert School will be out there and they do interactive process with the convention goers, which to me seems very simple, but it's innovative at the same time. Because when you go to a convention, I was listening to another podcast, and it brought up with Jamal Nichols, I think. No, Jamal, I forgot his last name, but he's the creator of Leon. And when you go to conventions, a lot of people are there and they're trying to make money. This is a way to supplement their income. But it's also about promotion. It's about people going out to these conventions and promoting what they do so that people will buy the books. So a lot of times it's in the company's interest to send someone out there and promote them and pay for them to go out and do so. They can supplement their income by either selling comics, selling some of their stuff, selling marketing material, or doing commissions. And again, the price for some of this stuff just blows up. Just going to the convention, you spend a lot of money. And as a person that I have a family, and one of the things I like to do as Steel Michael is I used to take my nephews and nieces, and I still do to this day. They're a little older. My son's 23. He don't like going anywhere with daddy now. Now he wants to hang out with his friends. But when they go out there, it's when you're paying for 3 or 4 kids to go out there, go to the convention, pay for parking, pay for food. That's a lot of money. So we don't usually have a lot of money to buy a lot of comics or toys or anything, or even high-end art and things like that. That's a big cost. So when some of these artists go out there, you have Artist Alley and things like that, and people selling their wares. There's a loss of the interaction. I mean, to the point now where because of eBay and the secondary market, you have people who are making thousands of dollars off of somebody's signature. And that would be upsetting to me if I was a creator and, my signature, I could do something for free, or I sign 50 books for somebody. And then all of a sudden they turn around and they make money and I don't get a cut of that. That's upsetting. It kind of, now people are charging for signatures. Now people are holding off or charging more money for CGC and all that stuff. And again, that's open for a different topic. But here's where it detracts from the convention circuit. We are competing for people's attention. So as an artist, as a writer, as a promoter, you're competing for that attention. And now you're competing with the movie stars and the TV stars because they realize how synergetic and how much money they can make from going out and promoting some recent movie or a new movie or a new project that they're working on, along with charging for their signature, their photograph, and things like that. So little by little, these conventions, while they're becoming major attractions, the spirit's going out of them. People are losing the interaction that they used to have, getting to meet the creator, getting to talk with them, getting to understand what's going on behind the scenes. And Anthony's bringing that back through the Kubert School, and he's working with Fan Expo to go ahead and do that. And that was something that is very innovative and interesting. And I know that they're bringing in some more technology, and they're moving to a new building. Hence, let's see if I can add this in. Bear with me, guys. And the new building. Now, I haven't seen it yet. This is from stock photos that I grabbed from online. The Kubert School, which was in Dover, New Jersey, is moving down about 20 minutes away to Madison, New Jersey, right next to Dewey's Comics. That is where I'll be going this weekend. With this series, what I'm going to do is I've been doing a little bit of research and digging into some of the background story, and I'm sharing with you some of it today. But my goal is that I'm going to go ahead and tour Dover, New Jersey. I'm going to go look at the town, and I'm going to take a look at the old Kubert School. And I'm actually going to try and track down the mansion. I don't know if it's still standing or not, but I want to take a look at that. I want to get an experience. I want to go through and share with you, my one or two viewers. But again, those of you that are not watching live, hopefully you'll watch on the restream. And this is where I need my friends and family. I need you guys to share, like, comment, and share this video. Share it with people who you think like comic books. Share it with people who you think don't like comic books. I don't care, because if we can reach more people and share this information, it'd be something that I think would be growing and touch upon different people. Because let me tell you something. Comic books, everybody thinks it's for kids. It's a multi-billion, that's with a B, multi-billion-dollar industry. And while the people that are actually doing the comics are not getting that kind of money, corporations are doing it. They've realized just how important it is to have this media, to have this intellectual property, and they could build up. So much so that there's a lot of concern with the AI and all this stuff, that they're going to be trying to steal all these ideas and things like that and make soulless copies of it. But here's where this series is going to take off, because not only am I going to be touring the city, looking at some of these sites, I'm going to be interviewing them. On the open house, I'm going to be talking with the students. I'm going to be talking with some of the instructors. I know they're busy, and I've talked with Anthony, and I always mess up his name, Fernando Ruiz. I just called him Francisco again. I apologize, sir. Mr. Ruiz, he's one of the administrators, the school administrators there, and he's an artist from Archie Comics and from other places. He created a creator-owned Die Kitty Die with Dan Parent. And one of the things he's got new coming out is Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob. Dude, I thought Archie with versus Predator was crazy, which he did. Now Archie's going to meet Jay and Silent Bob, like the two stoners from the Kevin Smith world. Um, Insane. And he's doing that. So that's pretty cool. So because I heard of that, I decided while I'm here in New Jersey, when's the next time I'm going to come to New Jersey? Let me look around to see what's going on. And there's the secret stash. So I'm going to try and hit a couple of comic books. I'm going to be trying to hit a couple of toy stores. Mythic Legions, they just completed this big thing with the Berethir, the dragon. And congratulations to them. They do some really great toys. And this dragon is humongous. Just such a great achievement. I did reach out to them to do a tour. Obviously, they're pretty busy with processing some of their stuff. They have a new line that came out just prior to the dragon. They have lines that are coming in from overseas, and you know how everybody was struggling and trying to get everything overseas before the tariffs and such right there. So I may not be able to get a tour. They did say they would not be able to do a tour, but I will be trying to go down and take a look because I can walk around outside and I'm not going to knock on the door, but I will just take pictures and go through. So I'm going to try and go around and see some things and share with you. And if you guys like this and it's something that's interesting, we may do some more. I may have to do some traveling and going to see what's out there. So that's what's coming up. And I know it just took me 22 minutes to say that. So I'm really excited. The open house is on Saturday, the 12th. So if you're in the New Jersey, New York, tri-state area, come on down. Come to Madison, New Jersey. See the new Kubert School open house. If you're a comic collector, if you're someone that's interested in the arts, come out and visit them. If you go online, they do offer tours during the school year and during the summer. He also does a intensive summer course. And again, this is not a paid program. This is I really enjoy. There's three things that attract me to a property or a book or anything like that, or intellectual property. One, the talent that's there shown by the art and the writing. When you see the art, you find out about the writing. The art brings you in and the writing keeps you. You can't have one without the other. This is a visual medium. You need the looks of the comic. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to all be flashy, but the art has to meet the story and pull you in. Otherwise, if you have a weak artist and a great story, you will not follow that story. You'll lose it. If you have a strong artist and a weak story, may hold on for a couple of issues, but it'll fall apart. So art and story go hand in hand, and that drags me in. So the talent pulls me in. The people behind that talent, how they interact with their customers, how they interact with their fan base, that really means a lot to me. And as a fan who is a little older, the fact that I can see how somebody reacts or how they interact with me and how they interact with others really gains my loyalty. Those are the type of people that I don't care what they're working on. They could be writing Funi Fufu for all I know. I'm going to follow them because they're good people and they reach out and they connected with their fan base. They connected with me. And the other thing, the last thing that really helps me follow and why I think this is why I promote or talk about things a lot. These are things that interest me. What are you doing? Not just how you connect with the fan base, but what are you doing to move the art forward? How are you bringing it to the future? How are you bringing it to the masses? And I have to say, Anthony Marquez, Fernando, Mr. Ruiz, um, everything I've seen, Emma Kubert, who I've recently just found her online. She's been doing some tutorials on her Instagram and showcasing some of the behind the scenes, but also talking about some of her new projects, Stoneheart, and some other things that she's doing. It just strikes me as this helps me. I have seen a increase of my artistic skills and a better uh, degree of artistry ever since I took that online course. And it was just I forget, so many weeks of doing it online with Mr. Ruiz. And, all this costs money. There's nothing that's, there's nothing in life is free. There are some free tutorials. Emma Kubert does it free on Instagram. Mr. Ruiz has a YouTube channel that has some old videos. He is also, let me show you something. He is such a talented artist, but a wonderful educator. But one of the things he did is he offers blue lines. And I guess I'm trying to find one that I can show you. I'll show you this. So this 11 by 17 cover type illustration was done by Mr. Ruiz. The ink work on this was done by me, but he puts it out as a blue line. That's free for people to go on. So this is one that he puts up. This is what it looks like. Hope you can see it. There you go. A blue line. Now this is a very detailed. He is a very detailed artist. I know that a lot of people know him through Archie, and not that, again, Archie's big business, but a lot of people look down and say, "Oh, Archie, this, and he's got a kiddie style." And no, he's got a very detailed style. And while he is good with Archie, his work is really detailed and just easy to follow. And his storytelling is wonderful. That helps me as a student, as an amateur, to be able to follow along and learn by what he's doing, and then critique. And again, things that I just didn't connect in my brain after taking that online course has really helped. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them. You can look on the online, but that course is worth the money, and I will be taking more of those. They also have a intensive, advanced summer intensive course for people that have advanced skills and is looking really to either build their portfolio or finish a project. So I'll give you more on that as I do the interview. Stay with me, look for some stuff. I will be posting some reels and some photo stills on Instagram, on my Facebook, so you can find me everywhere. Steel Michael Talks everywhere. So I'll be talking more about the Kubert School this weekend. And again, this is a not paid advertisement. This is me. I paid my own money to fly out here. I had to get my permission from my wife, just like, you get your permission slip when you go out on outings in school. I got to ask my wife to make sure it's okay. And I think she wanted me out of the house anyway this weekend so she could get some peace. But no, she supports everything that I do, and that's very important. So, listen, I want to know from you. I want to know from you viewers. I know it's early. I know there's not a lot of people viewing, but I'm doing this live so that later people can review it and they can ask questions and they can type. So send me comments. I do look at them. They're triggered to notify me on my phone. And let me know, where would you like me to visit next? Is there a place that you've always wanted to see? Again, I'm fulfilling a lifelong dream. There's a couple things that I've always wanted to do. And thanks to my friends and my family, I've been able to do quite a few of them. Not necessarily in the way I've always intended, but thanks to my friend Robert Luna, I was able to get down to Marvel Comics, the old building. I believe it was the old building, where I got a tour of the Marvel Comics inside the bullpen and everything. That was excellent. Even got a no price. So I've gotten a chance to meet people that I've never thought I would be able to meet. And let me help you realize your dream. If you wanted to see a place or anything, maybe you can't get to it, maybe I can. And I can share that experience with you. So listen, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. I'm not going to be obtuse to that, but I'm going to tell you, we got to make life and live life as it is. There's no other life. We don't got to back up. So live it now, do what you got to do, and take care of each other. Love you, and I'll see you in the comic books. Or is it the funny papers?